welcome. Today I've got another video for you here. It's a review of Pilot's Parallel pen. I got the 6mm. They have different sizes that you can choose from. They even come as a set. And there's a lot of really fun things that you can do with this fountain pen, and I wanted to show you. So at least some of them. I don't know if I'll be able to show you everything, but these packages open up so easy. It's really nice. So here are the suggestions and instructions on what to do. It comes with this little pipette here, so it shows you here how you can use it to clean it out with the water. And you can use, it comes with 2 cartridges, which of course you can just refill. And it shows you how if you use the pen at a different angle or right with the side of the pen, you can get different line widths. So I got the widest one because I figured I could always turn the pen to make a narrower line. And then depending on what I end up using this pen for, I might decide which size nib I'd like to go down to. So here on the back are some instructions on how to write different types of calligraphy. So if you need that, they've got it in here, which is really thoughtful. So let me just set that aside. And here is the actual pen in here. And something else I really liked about this is, first of all, you get this little piece of plastic, and what you use that for is cleaning out the pen. So I'll show you once I get that out. So it fits in between the two. I'm sorry, trying to do this on the camera is really difficult, but you slip it in there in between the 2 metal parts. There we go, the nib, see? And you can use that to clean gunk out from in there. So if there's some ink that's like stuck in there, you can use that to get it out from in between. So that's really handy. And this has static on it, so it's trying to go everywhere. Stay there. Okay, this is the cap. And one of the things I like about this is that it has a fin here so it can't roll away. My pens are always escaping, so this is really perfect. And let's see here, we can get this off. There we are. So you can actually fill this with ink, fill the body with ink, and then just, you probably would want to put some like silicone grease on there and then screw it in, and you should be able to use it like an eyedropper pen. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure that is an option. And this ink is red, and we're actually going to try starting out with this red ink. Let's see if I can get it in there without damaging it. There we go. All right, so it's in there. I'm just going to squeeze it up. Hopefully we can get that to come out. And I'll show you what I have in mind. Let me just get all this set aside and out of the way. And I'm just going to practice this on some plain old HP 32 paper. Let me just make sure that the ink is coming out first. Okay, needs a little more coaxing here. All right, looks like it's finally getting into the feed here. I don't want to overdo it, but I do want the ink to come out. And then once the ink starts flowing, I can put the body back on and put the pen back together. Oh, there it goes. All right, we have liftoff. All right, so let's put that back together. Okay, so this is actually a really pretty red. So this is going to take some practice. I have never used one of these before, so you could probably tell. All right, so this is the different line variations you can get. It goes really narrow here, really wide, and different in between things. Somebody who is very good at calligraphy could probably make this look really good. But I do not have any practice, so this will be something I'm practicing. So I'm going to set this aside because it's already filled the page, and grab another page. And I'm going to show you something really fun that you can do with this pen. Where is my pen rest? Here we go. All right. Let's see here. This is Birmingham Pen Company Phoenix. It's a yellow ink. And let me find an eyedropper for it. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the eyedropper, and I have this little tiny plastic, I think it's a piece of trash, just like a little cap to something. I'm going to put a few drops of this ink in here. I'm going to show you something that I'm hoping this works, because if it does, it'd be really pretty. So let me just set that aside. All right, so you got another color more different from the one that you've already got in here, right? Apparently you could just dip this in, and then as you're writing, it'll transition from that ink that you dipped it into the ink that's in the pen. So you see how it made it like an orangey color here? And then it changes to red. So you get this really neat gradient effect. Going from yellow to red. I thought that was such a pretty, so pretty. Somebody on Facebook was demonstrating some calligraphy, and I saw this neat gradient effect, and I asked him how he did that, and he's like, oh, I just dipped it in another color. And I was like, what? So yeah, apparently that's a thing you can do, and it looks totally awesome. Let me get most of this off of here. And of course you could do the same thing with blue and go from blue to purple. Trying to see if I have another blue. Let me use up some more of this yellow. Yeah, see how that goes straight to, it goes yellow, orange, and then it just becomes more and more red. Super pretty. And then it says you can turn it up on its edge like this. I'm holding it and writing with just the point there, and straight up and down, and get different line widths depending on how you're holding it. Whoops, there we go. So this is super fancy and fun, and I wanted the whole set, but I decided just to get one. I'm trying to be good about not buying every single thing I see. You know, as hard as that is to do with pens and inks and things. So, and also I wasn't sure if I would actually use this. I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of something that I didn't end up using. But this is so much fun. I'm going to need to get a journal that has wider lines so I can try writing in it. Let me try one more here. Yep, whoops, I went right off the page. Whoopsie. Look how cool that is. I'm going to let this dry for a second. I'm going to see if I can find a blue, and we'll do the same thing with the blue and try going from blue to red and see what that looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, I did find a blue. I found Sapphire Dragon from the Scribble Workshop. It has shimmer, but I did not shake it up because I don't know how the shimmer would affect this pen, and I don't want to test that right now. Right now, I just want to test how it works in general. So maybe I'll come back to that shimmer idea. Okay, so let's put this back where it belongs. And we'll dip this in the blue and try some lines. Ooh, that looks really awesome. Okay, so this is totally fun. There's a little bit of blue left on there, but it's not doing anything. Okay. And I don't know how long you're supposed to leave it dipped in the ink, or if you're just supposed to quickly pick up some ink and keep going, but yeah, this is super awesome. Look how beautiful that is. It's like a cool to a warm. So I will leave a link for this down below if you would like to get this pen. And like I said, it comes as a set. It has wide and narrow widths, and this is really fantastic and fun. And you can just refill the cartridges with your own ink once they are empty if you want. So if you don't want this red or don't want, I think it comes with red and black. I'll double check. But yeah, you can put whatever color you want in there. I do have Amazon affiliate links, which help me out, but they don't cost you anything extra. So just be aware of that. Yep. Okay, this is super pretty. Let me try one more. There we go. Running out of space already. I wonder what one continuous line would look like. Huh. It's going from blue to purple. I think I just ran out of space. Let's try that one continuous line again. And this pen, by the way, was very inexpensive. It did not cost a lot, so compared to other fountain pens. So I need to work on how steady my hand is. Like how smoothly I'm going across the page. So this is just a skill issue and not a pen issue. Okay, so this one I did not dip for very long. It was just a very quick dip. This bottom one, I dipped it for longer. So that does actually seem to make a difference. If I leave it in the ink for, the difference is like a fraction of a second, but look how pretty that is. All right, whoops, I accidentally mixed the yellow in here. I was gonna try this with the yellow and we could do like a side-by-side comparison, but the paper underneath this is warped and it's moving my hand around. Oh, look at that. That's a mess. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. All right, well, hopefully you guys found this interesting. I will say one of the reasons I think this is so cool is that this is one pen with one ink cartridge in it, and it made all this different color and color variations and a really beautiful effect. And all I had to do was take a few drops of ink and dip it, and you get all of this. So this is a really nice way of getting some beautiful lines and beautiful artwork with your fountain pen ink, but without having to fill cartridges and fill pens and switch between pens. This is all just one pen that you dip into different things. So I may have to get one of the narrower pens and try using it in a journal. Yeah, anyway, it's starting to turn brown because of the blue and the yellow mixing. And by the way, this is 3 different types of ink, like 3 different brands of fountain pen ink. The one that's in here is Pilot. The yellow is Birmingham Pen Company, and the blue was from the Scribble Workshop. So these inks, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is this is not something you should probably do. Mixing different brands of fountain pen ink, they usually advise against it for, the safety of your pen, or just you don't know what kind of chemical reaction you're going to get depending on what's in the inks. But my point in bringing it up besides that is also, you don't have to have everything be the same exact brand. The brand doesn't seem to matter as far as the results that you can get. So there's those lines we made. Here's these now that they've mostly dried. It's super pretty. And then here's that yellow to red that we did. So yeah, this is a super fun pen. I'll leave links for this down below and everything. And if you have any questions or suggestions for me, definitely leave me a comment or a suggestion and I will reply. And if I have it or if I can get it, then we will do a review video for you. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.